Hey, what's up, YouTube? You're watching Ring Rants! And in this video, we're going to be talking about what's going to happen in NXT once the brand split happens.
NXT is going to be its own brand, as it is already. But what I would like to see is, if they're done doing the takeover specials, have NXT matches on regular WWE pay-per-views. Just have NXT, represented on the main roster. You can still have their TV tapings and have their own show on the network, but just have them injected into the pay-per-views as well.
I was reading on the internet. I know you can't always believe what you read on the internet, but I was reading, you type in what's going to happen in NXT, and it says, is this the end of NXT? I don't think NXT is going to end necessarily, but I think in some aspects, it's going to lose its luster a little bit. I mean, that's bound to happen because it's still fresh. It's still a great show regardless. But at the same time, at least in my opinion, there's a little less hype around it as it was, say, a year ago. Because that's one of the bittersweet things about it, is when they call up wrestlers from NXT and you see them on the main roster, on one hand, fans are extremely happy and excited for them to be on the main roster. On the other hand, you're losing a talent on NXT. So it's good and bad at the same time. Obviously, it's good for the wrestler's career, most likely. I mean, I'm sure there's some wrestlers that just want to stay on NXT. But for the most part, it's good for their personal careers to be on the main roster. They'll become even more famous, probably make even more money, get even more opportunities. But it's kind of like, it's good and bad at the same time because there's always going to be talent regardless. But you have these wrestlers that are established on NXT. Some of these wrestlers have been wrestling on NXT for a few years now. They get called up. Then they're going to have to, it's a cycle because then they're going to have to reestablish more guys. I'm not saying it can't be done. It can and it will, as Roman Reigns would say. But what I'm saying is that it's going to be interesting to see specifically what happens because I think during this brand split, they might call up some NXT guys, and they got to be careful with the amount of NXT guys they call up because they can't necessarily bring up, say, half the roster. Obviously, they wouldn't do that, but what I'm saying is that say if they brought up a couple of the most popular wrestlers on NXT, it could hurt NXT in some ways. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Well, my thoughts is when they do call people from NXT, some of them succeed, and then others fall to the wasteland. No pun intended.
Like the
Sorry
Ascension?
to say Ascension.
You mean Ascension, Joe.
Yeah, because all of a sudden they don't use them right, and all of a sudden they're jobbing to the Dudleys. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's true.
I get that they're the Dudleys, but come on, the Ascension.
I thought at first, too, the Ascension, I liked them, actually, initially.
They were awesome until they started dissing the Road Warriors. That kind of killed them.
Yeah.
And then guys like Tyler Breeze, everybody was so high on Tyler Breeze in NXT. Then he's on the main roster, and he's teaming up with Fandango. I'm like, which ain't a bad thing because they both have similar characters.
Yeah, it's an interesting tag team.
But it's like, really? This guy should be on his own. It's like you could be over in NXT, but not over on the main roster.
That's a good point,
because people have a different taste in wrestling. You could like this, and you can like that. But no matter what, as long as you get over and people are buying the merch and getting behind you and having the signs and everything, then they're going to push you more.
That's the flip side. I mean, yeah, of course, wrestlers on Raw could get sent down to NXT, and it's not necessarily a demotion, but maybe it's just a way for them to reestablish themselves, maybe come up with a different gimmick. It can be a demotion, I guess, I suppose. But
I like to have people stay on NXT for as long as they can because the booking is so great, and it's less about promos, less about storyline, more about who's the better wrestler.
There are some promos in storyline, a little bit. But it's more about just a wrestler.
It's more about who's going to have the best match to the world. They're saying, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I like NXT, so I really want to see the guys in NXT do well. I just don't want them to, Ascension level when they come. It's like, what are you going to do with these people?
Couple questions. Do you think NXT has lost its luster a little bit?
No. NXT is continuing to get more great talent. We just got Shinsuke Nakamura a few months ago.
That's true, yeah.
Eric Young's made an appearance. We got T15 or whatever.
Still have Baylor and Bailey.
Yeah, we
For
got
now.
these new tag teams. We got Tommaso Ciampa in there. We got Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. We got all these great talent from the Independents, Ring of Honor. Eric Young. Hopefully Bobby Roode soon. Austin Aries. The list goes on and on. So there's different crops that we can pick from
True.
to go to NXT, and it's not going to lose anything.
And go ahead.
My biggest thing is I'm just waiting for Finn Balor to come to the main roster because he's been there for a few years now.
Yeah.
And I fear is he going to get the title back from Samoa Joe, or is Samoa Joe going to carry the title? And because we need to have the Balor Club, whatever club it is now, with AJ Styles and Gallows Anderson. I want the full club to come into fruition and be together. So that's my biggest thing is who's going to take the baton from Finn Balor and carry the company again. We got that with Joe.
Mhm.
Shinsuke Nakamura, everybody loves him. He's the most over guy in NXT right now. He has the most merchandise sales on his shirt. He's got the #1 theme song. So Shinsuke Nakamura, he's the future of NXT right now. He's talking about Hideo Itami. I'm really hoping that he comes back. Have Hideo Itami and Shinsuke Nakamura team together. That'd be awesome. Or have matches against each other. We've got Asuka, one of the greatest female wrestlers right now on the roster. Nia Jax is getting a lot better in the ring as well. Bayley, of course. Carmella, she's having great matches. There's so many great people in NXT, so it's not like they're going to lose their lackluster. It's just going to keep getting better and better and better. And we got a whole bunch of people coming from the Performance Center. People that you haven't even seen before.
I've seen them.
No, you haven't. I look into what's going on at the house shows and stuff. I see who's the up and coming people. We still got Patrick Clark from Tough Enough, soon to make his debut. Very soon, I hope. We got Daria, the Jersey Devil from Tough Enough. She's just making a splash. We got
the list goes on.
The other blonde.
Yeah, so there's
Amanda,
a huge,
whatever her name is. She's going to be making her debut soon. So
there's a huge crop of talent. Good points, man. But if an invasion does happen, what do you think is going to happen specifically? Like what NXT wrestlers will be called up? I mean, obviously Baylor, Bailey probably, but do you think who else would be called up? What do you think would happen specifically?
Maybe Samoa Joe eventually. Since Samoa Joe's a heel, and Triple H would probably be like, go get him, and attack whoever the top guy is right now at the moment. Have Samoa Joe attack Cena. That'd be like the huge moment. Have Finn Balor attack Cena. The day that happens, oh my God, be nuts.
Well,
people are going crazy.
You know
now.
what I think?
People are going crazy now because Styles and Cena, man. Wait till Cena and Joe. That's like my dream match right there.
You know what I think could possibly happen is if there's an NXT invasion, Triple H will form his team. Then Shane, he'll gain control of Raw, but Stephanie will gain control of SmackDown, or vice versa, and they'll form their teams.
And Stephanie's run SmackDown before, so they'll know she'll do a good job.
And then they'll form their teams, and say, imagine if there was like a triple threat match for the title. Triple H had his guy from NXT. Shane had his guy from Raw, or SmackDown. And Stephanie has her guy from SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah.
And there's a triple threat match for the title. I mean, that could be very interesting. There's a lot of possibilities and scenarios with this. I am excited for this.
What if you have NXT champion versus WWE champion?
That'd be amazing.
NXT women's champion versus WWE women's champion. The NXT tag champs versus the WWE tag champs. You get like all the champions against each other from different brands.
But I mean, that'd be amazing too. But just imagine all the chaos and all the feuds and scenarios with. You have these 3 different teams, and they're like, say, like you have a Raw guy facing a SmackDown guy, and then all of a sudden an NXT guy interferes screws over the Raw guy or whatever, or a Raw guy versus an NXT guy and a SmackDown guy interferes or something. Like, just think about that. That would be crazy.
Just go back and look at all the SmackDown versus Raw Survivor Series. Look at the ECW versus WWE stuff, the one night stand stuff. WCW Invasion. There's a whole pay-per-view called Invasion. Go back and watch that if you want to see invasions. They could do it nowadays and make it fresh, for sure.
So, any last thoughts?
I mean, NXT is a brand of its own, and I hope that it stays the same. I hope it gets better and better and better, get better talent. We already are. You just got to keep an eye out for it.
What are the chances you think an invasion does happen, percentage-wise?
It'd be interesting, but
What percentage do you give it?
10%,
Only 10?
maybe 20.
And also, I mean, that's another thing. I've been thinking that maybe it could happen just because Triple H has been off TV for a little while.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, obviously, he runs NXT, so
Yeah, him and Regal.
so I'm wondering maybe something's big in the works. Maybe they're planning something big right now.
Yeah,
you never know.
It'd be awesome if it does happen.
Maybe that's why he's been off TV for a little while, maybe for vacation, but also maybe he's taking that time to plan something big. So
I hope so. It'll be something to see.
anyways, let us know your thoughts and what do you think is going to happen. Thanks for watching and follow us on social media.
See ya.
See ya.